of the graduates. So well done and congratulations. But I think the celebration of success is not only for the graduates, important although it is, because I realise that tonight we also have parents, families, teachers who have made an important contribution. So I think the sharing of the success belongs to everybody here, and that's why a graduation ceremony is such a nice occasion. Now, this is not a political speech, and I'm going to ask you a question. You don't need to answer it if you don't want to, but do you remember the 3 words that President Obama used time and time again during his campaign to become president of the United States? Yes, excellent words for an occasion like this, isn't it? Yes, we can, because to me it indicates confidence, interest not in failure, but in success. So, highly appropriate words for building confidence. And this takes me on to my second point. Important though it is to celebrate success, my second point is about building on success. Success usually comes in a number of stages. So if you think of tonight as being stage 1, it then becomes important to think ahead, plan ahead. What is going to be your stage 2 or stage 3 and later stages in planning your careers. And I think planning ahead to build on success, inevitably we all have setbacks and difficulties, but positive thinking makes a big contribution. And I'd just like to give you one example from my own background. It was one of my students in the UK when I was Professor of Business Administration, who was one of our MBA students who graduated Master of Business Administration, and he became a very successful businessman. At a young age he became managing director of one of the big engineering companies in England, and when he became managing director he realised he had a lot of problems. His company had financial problems, had some business problems, but his biggest problem, he said, was that too many of his staff were negative thinkers. So he decided he would develop a company value that would try to shift thinking away from the negatives onto a more positive approach. And he did this. He wasn't quite like Barack Obama, who had 3 words. He had 8 words, and he chose 8 very simple words to try and create this positive thinking that I think is so important in careers. And if I remember them correctly, the 8 words are as follows. The answer is yes. Now what's the question? It's quite clever as an approach to try and minimise negative thinking and to focus on what is important, on the goals we want to achieve. My third and final point is what I call the 3 L's, lifelong learning. Because learning does not stop when we achieve a particular diploma or qualification. It continues with us throughout our lives. And I think the easiest way to explain this is, as we look around, the whole world keeps changing. Since change is inevitable, we all must be flexible, to be open to new ideas, and above all, to grasp later opportunities for learning, because this helps us to enhance our skills, our abilities, and our performance, whatever type of work we decide to do. So these are my 3 sort of key thoughts, that tonight is a great opportunity for celebrating success, that is not enough. We should build on success by looking at the future steps, and to remember that learning is a lifelong experience. I'd just like to finish by a quotation from a very famous graduation address that took place many, many years ago in the United States at Georgia Tech. It was given by a man called Brian Dyson, who was the chief executive